The quiet power of knowing who you are. It started with a forgotten coat. Years ago, I was walking out of a small-town diner just after closing. The sky had turned that deep shade of indigo, the kind that makes every street lamp feel like a lighthouse. I was tired. Bone-tired. One of those days where nothing had gone right and everything felt a bit heavier than it should. As I passed the corner booth on my way out, I noticed it. A faded brown coat, draped neatly over the back of a chair. No one else was in sight. I could have left it there. It wasn't my problem. But something in me paused. Maybe it was the way it had been folded, almost with care. Like whoever wore it wasn't careless, just forgetful. I turned back, told the waitress about it. She smiled tiredly and said, "That's Mr. Harris's coat. Happens every Thursday." I laughed. "Why does he leave it?" "He says," she replied, "that if he leaves something behind, he'll always have a reason to come back." I didn't know Mr. Harris, but I think about that moment a lot. Because for all the noise in this world about becoming someone, chasing something, fixing ourselves into 1,000 better versions, there's something gently profound about wanting to belong, about creating a reason to return to a place where you feel seen. And the older I get, the more I believe that true strength, true confidence, begins with that quiet sense of belonging, not to a crowd, not to a trend, not even to success, but to yourself. I used to believe power looked like charisma, the loudest voice, the firmest handshake, the one who walks into a room and commands attention. But the more I watched people, the more I listened, the more I lived, I came to realize power doesn't have to announce itself. There's a different kind of strength, one that doesn't need applause. It lives in the soft-spoken, in the kind, in the ones who let others speak first, in the ones who aren't trying to prove but to understand. It lives in people like my grandmother, who never raised her voice once, but could quiet an entire room just by saying your name gently. Who believed in handwritten notes and eye contact, who taught me that you never really know someone until you listen without trying to fix them. Confidence, she used to say, is not thinking you're better than anyone. It's knowing you don't have to compare at all. And that's the thread I want to follow tonight. Because somewhere along the way, many of us were told to hustle for our worth, to earn it, to prove it, to polish ourselves like a product and present it to the world, waiting for applause. But that kind of performance, it's exhausting. It's the reason you feel hollow after impressing the room. It's why success feels like a moving target. It's why silence scares us, because it doesn't clap. But here's what I believe now, and what I hope you'll believe too. You don't have to perform to be worthy. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to justify your softness. There is power in knowing who you are, quietly, deeply, without spectacle. It's in the way you show up consistently. It's in how you treat people who can do nothing for you. It's in the pause you take before responding. It's in the boundaries you set with love, not punishment. And yes, it's even in the nights you cry and keep going. I once read that Eleanor Roosevelt used to keep a note in her desk that read, "Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway." That line held me together more than once. Because when you know who you are, really know, you stop shrinking to fit rooms that were never meant for you. You stop bending every opinion until yours breaks. You stop begging for approval and start building your own foundation. That doesn't mean you don't doubt. You will. Doubt is human. It doesn't mean you don't care. Caring is your strength. But you begin to root yourself in something steadier than applause. In dignity. In kindness. In truth. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, the quiet hero in a cardigan, once said, "You don't have to do anything sensational for people to love you." And I wonder what would happen if we truly believed that. Would we be gentler with ourselves? Would we stop chasing the loudest room? Would we sit in silence and find that we're not empty, just quiet? You know, there's something beautiful about people who don't fill every silence, who don't use every space to talk about themselves, who ask how you are and wait. That kind of person stays with you, because you don't remember the ones who dazzled. You remember the ones who understood. And maybe that's what the world needs now. Not more noise, not more performance, but more people who know who they are and use that clarity not to impress, but to connect. Maybe you're that person, or maybe you're becoming them. Either way, don't rush it. The quiet power you're building, it will carry you farther than any spotlight ever could. You'll know you're growing when you stop needing to prove that you are, when you let someone else take the credit and feel no less valuable. When you listen, not just to reply, but to understand what's beneath the silence. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like standing still, breathing, saying no, saying yes, saying nothing when nothing needs to be said. One of the kindest things you can ever do for another person is to show them they're not a problem to be solved. They're a person to be known. And that begins with how you treat yourself. Are you listening to you? Are you offering yourself the same curiosity and compassion you offer to those you love? Are you allowing your own questions to hang in the air without rushing to answer them? You don't owe the world a version of yourself that's always certain. You owe it your sincerity. That's more than enough. Dale Carnegie once said, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." And I think the same is true for how we treat ourselves. When you become genuinely curious about who you are, not who you're supposed to be, you uncover a gentleness that no success could ever manufacture. You start showing up for yourself like a friend would. You stop abandoning yourself when things go quiet. You begin to trust the stillness, because in it, there's no one else to be, just you. And maybe, for the first time in a long time, that's enough. Thank you for listening all the way through. If this message spoke to you, if it made you pause, reflect, or see the world a little differently, please hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This isn't just a video, it's a journey to elevate your mindset, strengthen your inner self, and grow a little more every single day. Don't miss the next videos if you're committed to personal growth, one day at a time, because sometimes just one sentence at the right moment can change everything.